spiritual growth, spiritual development. Neptune is great for healing the subconscious, releasing things from the subconscious that are not what we want to see continue to manifest and grow, and planting new subconscious thoughts. Less so planting new and more so planting subconscious thoughts that and patterns that are aligned with our soul, because generally we don't become anything new. We just get in touch with our soul, you know, and get in touch with our higher self, and yeah. So on a journey of self-love and spiritual evolution, I guess, it's more so about being plopped on the earth, navigating through this dense flesh and all of the projections that have been put onto us, and negative cellular patterns and beliefs and traits that are not truthful to our higher self, and developing spiritual practices and subconscious beliefs and patterns and healthier skills that yeah, like just align us with that soul self, that higher self that is connected to God, basically. And this is the energy of the blue calcite. As I'm tapping on it, I'm like, wow, why is my communication so like clear right now? My mind. And just like my emotional expression is flowing, and that's what blue calcite's good for. And it's good for anxiety. Oh, I think I picked this one up because I have a bit of anxiety right now. And my intention was to get on here and just like talk, tap on some crystals. Of course, this is rose quartz. I always think of strawberries when I pick up a rose quartz. I think of ice. Whenever I pick, well, any clear quartz really, or like not clear quartz, any quartz crystal, I think of ice because of, you know, usually the energy is very feminine, so it does represent that cooling property. Cooling heated emotions, cooling inflammation in the body, cooling tension, cooling anger, anxiety, you know, things that overwork us or come from being overworked. And here I am, tapping, 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 tapping. You like this? I like this. I thought this was red nail polish, but it's more, you can't really tell, but it's more of a plum. It's like a plum purple. I wanted to wear some red, but I don't have any red nail polish, so. But the plum is good because purple always taps me into my natural witchy vibes, my, you know, my spiritual crown chakra energy, witchy manifestation energy. So I don't mind it. Let's see what else we got. No, I didn't want to tap on pyrite actually. Carnelian I like carnelian because it always reminds me of raw meat. Not that I like raw meat, but it's just a cool ass stone. It's got like, you know, the raw, fleshy look. And then it also has these pockets, these like crater-like pockets that are inside of it that really look like the fats or whatever that, you know what I'm talking about. Whatever that darker part of me is that causes it to look like that. It reminds me of that. The texture a little bit as well. It kind of looks like a hand. You know how the hand has tiny little, like, lines and stuff on it? This has that as well. It's crazy looking. Which is not why it's not surprising that carnelian is literally meant to be like that primal, animalistic, right, type of energy to it. It invokes that within you. That sexual energy, that primal energy, right? That energy to survive, that competitive energy. I like it. Although they do say that this stone is probably not recommended for fire signs, specifically Aries, because I associate this energy with Aries energy, and I'm an Aries, so if I'm not careful, this can make me a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too in my masculine energy, right? But it's really great to balance out with the rose quartz, because then you have that really soft petal-like energy of the rose quartz, and that's kind of like fiery, primal, passionate energy of the carnelian. Plus, they literally give the energy of like Valentine's Day with the pink and the red. So it has that energy, right? I'll say the carnelian is like the fuckboy energy, and the rose quartz is like the wifey material. So when you bring them together, you have a little bit of that energy, that playful, also committed, right? Devoted, but also passionate type of energy mix. It's nice. Carnelian will also help you to speak your truth like I'm doing right now, right? Like maybe no filter, but just authenticity, right? Impulsive sometimes. We have the emerald. I don't really use or talk about the emerald as much. I'm not sure why. It might be because of the color. There's something about green stones that I think I like subconsciously don't choose. Like I have some obviously, but for some reason it's like I don't gravitate toward them as much. I'm not sure why. Because green very much used to be my favorite color. So I'm not sure why. Maybe tapping on it will help me to think of why. Emerald. time I think of emeralds, I think of the Emerald City from The Wizard of Oz. But more so I think of Wicked, which is interesting because that's what these glasses are from. They're from the time I went to a musical, my first and only musical that I've been to, called Wicked. Well, it's not my only, I don't think. Maybe I've been to one more, but yeah. These glasses are just so dope. I love the circular lens glasses. Makes me feel like Ozzy Osbourne or some sort of like rock star or something. Elton John, fuck, I don't know. It's a cool style. But yeah. So as I'm typing on this emerald, I'm definitely giving and I'm getting a lot about like studious energy, nerdy energy, studious energy. So I would say emerald helps you to study, perhaps, but not just study anything. I want to say, I would say it helps you to dive deeper and to grow. Like, all green stones are really good for growing, which is why I think a lot of people use them for money, like actual physical cash, prosperity in that way. But growth and wealth is not just about physical money. You can use a green stone to grow anything, right? Like a literal business. You could use a green stone to help you, like I said, study, but not just study anything, study things that you enjoy, you actually love and enjoy, right? Help you to dive deeper and retain information and focus, right? Green stones go with the heart chakra, of course. And the heart chakra is all about love. Things that you love, things that bring you joy, you know, things, it's about compassion, generosity, things like that. So emerald is really great and notorious for prosperity. It's also great for relationships, you know, and yeah, just like nurturing and growing anything that you want, watering your mind, your pockets, whatever. So yeah, and it's super laid back as well, because I feel like, you know, confident but like laid back, you know, like still open to being wrong, which, you know, I could be, I don't know, it's just my interpretation. That's my opinion. Do y'all know what I mean? That's my opinion. Wow. Yeah, dope. The last one, well, it's not the last one actually. I have a pyrite and a unakite, but I don't really know if I want to tap on the unakite. Again, it's a heart chakra stone. A nice balance of the higher hearts and the just like regular heart chakra. It has both pink coloration and green coloration in it. So yeah, it's a nice balance between giving and receiving, self-love and connection, right? Collaboration, interpersonal connections, etc. There's something about tapping on crystals that help their energy come out. Specifically, tapping with your left hand or your non-receptive hand really will help you to connect to the energy of a crystal you're using by way of not thinking about it, but literally just channeling the energy through you, which is what I've been doing with these crystals. My energy is probably been changing this whole video. So it's so subtle. You know, it's subtle. I think pyrite is so beautiful. I also like the way it sounds. Do you like it better down here? Or up here? Up here? I don't know if this makes a difference. Maybe if you're wearing headphones. Or down here. I literally have no idea if it's making a difference, but I think pyrite is really great for improving things. When I think of pyrite as a crystal and its correlation to, for let's say like a tarot card, we're using tarot cards, what energy does the pyrite embody? It embodies the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles, which is about improving a craft, a skill. It's about self-mastery. Whoop-de-doo, right? It's like giving big 8 energy. 8 is also the number of abundance, right? It's the 8 to me represents the infinity symbol, which is about the flow of energy, right? What goes up must come down. What goes out must come back in, right? Like what you put out into the world, you're gonna get back. And our life path 8, so that card really resonates with me. It's about constantly improving, constantly being a student of life. In the 8 of Pentacles, there's a man who is perfecting his craft. He's like a craftsman or something, and he's like perfecting and polishing up his craft. Although he's been working tirelessly on his craft, right? He's constantly improving. He's constantly being better and trying to put out the best that he can, right? He's also in this place of like isolation. Like he's left his home, he's left the noise to polish his skill or hone his craft or learn something new in private so that he can be extremely focused and dedicated to what he's doing. It's great for if you have a business, right? If you're a leader in some way. Of course, also if you're studying or you're learning something new. It's about dedication. Like this is big. And this is I think this and emerald go so good together. Pyrite and emerald go so good together. Okay? Get you some of these together, you're fucking golden. Okay? Like you're golden. Like you're unstoppable. Okay? That is some bloodstone as well. You know, for them times that you gotta like, you know, really battle people, right? Anyways. Yeah, this is the stone of wealth. Like wealth in all the ways. It's just about being the best that you can possibly be wherever you are, whatever you're doing at any given point in time. At your highest, at your lowest, it's about not giving up and staying dedicated to your values and what you care about. It's about generational legacy and what you're gonna leave behind in this world. So, okay, that's pyrite. Let's go ahead and cleanse you. Cleanse any cords of attachment, okay, that you may be holding on to. Like any preconceived notions or judgments or ideas that you had that is keeping you from being able to enjoy this moment and learn and be curious and have fun. We're gonna let that go, okay? And we're going to sweep it away with our pink rose. Okay. We're going to sweep it away, sweep it away. Soothe it down as well. I know sometimes those cord cuttings can be a little bit jarring when we're so used to our attachments and our preconceived ideas about things. Okay? That's what I'm gonna tap on, and I will tap on it even though I was hesitating. Okay? I was hesitant. Is Unikite. Unikite. Okay? Yes. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. This is total Libra energy. It's about justice in relationships. Justice in connection. Harmony, balance, right? Reciprocal relationships and connections and environments, right? So I'm not going to talk too much about this one. I'm just going to talk. And her energy will come through because I'm holding her. So I guess you can use this as like a fun little experiment, just to kind of observe what you notice in my energy or whatever that reveals to you Unikite and what she has to offer you as a human being. I feel like slowing down now. I'm very energetically sensitive. Another thing that I think of when I look at Unikite is I can't help but think of moss outside. I love moss. It's like, I don't know, I just love it. Like, even though I live in, a suburban area, the moss makes me feel like I'm in like a rainforest or like a jungle or like a tropical area, like a forest or a jungle, because I think you see a lot of moss in forests. It's deep green and there's like moisture in it, especially after it rains. It's so soft. And I'd even thought about trying to find like a sensory rug or like a sensory mat that resembles moss, like the texture of moss, or even like an earthing mat. Like, I know they have mats that are meant to feel like they're connecting you to nature in your house. But I don't know if that's exactly the same. I don't know if they have them, but I would love to purchase one. Okay, so yeah. Unikite is really just it really is a grounding. I would say it's a grounding stone. In such a sweet way, I'm not exactly sure why I stay away from green colored stones. I'm not sure, maybe it's me subconsciously rejecting that heart chakra energy, but who knows, right? Oh yeah, it is a new moon in Pisces when I'm recording this. I think I want to shift the content that I make on this channel. I started off making like pick-a-cards. Well, actually, if I'm not mistaken, I started off making meditations and pick a cards on this channel. This channel is meant to be more lighthearted, playful, more geared towards the feminine, I guess. A little bit more of my authentic self, less so my identity that I, put on, or like the part of me that I channel when I'm doing work, right? When I'm channeling like ancestral spirits or spirit guides or spiritual wisdom, or where I'm doing energy work, there's a part of me that kind of comes out then. But this is more, the part of me that it's not necessarily that I don't share or that I don't want to share. It's just that it's kind of hard for me to access this part of me due to different things. Also just like fear of, I guess, rejection. Before I end this video, I'm actually gonna pull a card for the new moon in Pisces, just like a collective thing, just for anybody who comes across this video and has made it to the end. Congratulations. But under this moon in Pisces, can we get a message collectively that will help us to grow forward under this beautiful spiritual Neptunian energy? Some guidance that we can take forward. This really is a timeless message though. That's too many. There's a lot of green in them cards though. I feel it. We have, what is this? The golden apple. Golden apple. Rewriting. This is so interesting. I don't know if the person who made this deck meant for it to kind of make you think of Snow White, but it does. It makes me think of Snow White. So it says Queen codes her story in healing distortion. When I think of apples, I think of like the poison apple, right? That is off of Snow White. And that was basically like the queen being jealous, right? She's not the fairest in the land, so she's going to poison the one who is, and she's gonna be like off the radar. Right? Like, how are you gonna be the fairest in the land if you're not in the land, period? Like, if you're gone, like if you're not even here. That was the mentality, right? It was like jealousy, right? A woman being in competition with another woman, or feminine energy being in competition with feminine energy, healing feminine energy, embodying that like queen status, that authenticity, whatever. Okay, and this also has to do with so like rewriting that energy, rewriting those codes of jealousy, competition, comparison, all of that, right? This also has to do with just generally rewriting the story of your life. Not in a way of where, your life didn't happen, right? Because your history is what gives you depth. The experiences you went through is what gives you the depth, right, of who you are. But it's more so shifting the perspective on your experiences to empower yourself, right? An empowering way of shifting the lens in such a way to where you see the resilience, the power, the beauty within you, right? The grace, the strength of your character within those experiences, and what it, less so about what happened to you, but more so about what it revealed about who you are, or what it revealed about your potential, or your strengths, right? Your quirks, whatever it is. Okay, So we're gonna read this before we head out. So water and fire, that is the elements of this card. Emotional transformation, spiritual transformation, right? Intuitive transformation, yeah. What is most important? What is most important for me to, where's the light? Okay. What is most important for me to see about this card? Ooh. Okay, there is no greater distortion to the feminine than that of the serpent. Seeded through history by the story of the Garden of Eden and many dark priests and priestesses of the ages. These were the times that really hurt, manipulated, brainwashed, and tortured us, and accessing that pain is hard. The serpent is a symbol of Kundalini energy, a coiled energy at the base of your spine to connect you with your sensual, feminine, passionate, and sexual energy. To call it up through the spine, heart, third eye, and crown is to reach a higher state of awareness, a higher connection and expansion to the cosmos. Okay? So, healing distortion, okay, of the feminine. Wow. That's a longer word than I thought it was. Okay. But yeah. Let's see what else. Her medicine, okay, the apple spirit. Her medicine is of liberation, freedom for feminine oppression, and oneness. She allows us to explore our true selves without judgment. When you slice an apple in half, you will find a 5-pointed star. The number 5 represents personal freedom. So please call my energy in when you're healing distortion. Interesting. So that's a message that's meant to help you forward. Okay, I'm gonna go now. This was like a random video, but